Welcome to Coffee and Careers, Sips of Knowledge, where we share career insights and speak with industry professionals on how to be successful at work. I'm Joe Hayes, Associate Director of Career Development in the Academic and Career Development Center. And today we are joined here for a very special edition of Coffee and Careers with my colleagues, Sam, Elisa, and Paige, to talk about something new that's brewing this fall, that being virtual career fairs. But before we get started, what we like to do in every episode of Coffee and Careers is go around and share what we're drinking today. I'll start off. I'm drinking from my wonderful UNO mug, and since it is 100 degrees outside, no joke, 100 degrees out, it is iced coffee, and it's refreshing and delightful. Sam, what about you?
I am drinking from my favorite coffee cup, my little monkey one here. I've actually had this since undergrad, which I'm surprised it's held out this long. It was my prize to myself for failing anthropology. It's my reminder to take your science classes seriously. I'm just drinking water because, as Joe said, it is very, very hot outside, much too hot for coffee. Elisa, what do you have going on?
Yeah, so I'm drinking out of my little carrier mug because the kitchen is 3 stories from me and I don't want to trip and spill it. And I'm just drinking an iced coconut milk latte.
Ooh, fancy. I have my Baby Yoda mug that I got from TJ Maxx. And then in it, I have just a donut shop Walmart brand coffee. So, yeah.
Paige, no promos here. We're not getting paid by our endorsers for this.
Really trying.
Getting serious here, we got important things happening to connect students to opportunities this fall. Sam, can you tell us what's in store for career fairs for this fall?
Yeah, so things are going to look a lot different compared to past years with career fairs. Everyone's probably used to the in-person career fair. This semester, everything is going to be virtual. So we will be doing our fairs online through the Handshake platform. And again, things are going to look a little different. So you want to make sure to log into your Handshake account and register first off, because in order to participate, you do need to be registered for the career fair. And in addition to that, so typically students would be able to go up to a table and have a conversation with a recruiter or an employer. Obviously that's different since this isn't in person. And so they will need to sign up for sessions this time. And what those are going to look like is we have one-on-one sessions where you'll get individual time with the recruiter. They're about 10 minutes long. Or there's also group sessions, and those are going to be a half hour, and they're open to about 50 individuals. And those will be more kind of the high-level overviews of that company, kind of what they're looking for in students, that type of thing. But again, you do have to register for each of those sessions, and please make sure to put those into your calendar so that you don't forget what time you've signed up for, especially on those one-on-one sessions. So a lot of different things are going to be happening for career fairs this semester, but we're very excited about these changes. We know things are going to go great. And Joe is going to give us an overview of who we can expect industry-wise at this career fair.
Yes, I am, Sam. In terms of what I've looked right now, in terms of our fair, so we have, what's different this year is we've actually expanded our career fairs. So we're trying to have one about every single month, almost every couple of weeks is what we're doing, because we know students are busy looking for opportunities at different time of the year, and employers, they, 1 minute may be hiring, the next minute, maybe hiring even more. So these opportunities are going to be sprinkled throughout. So we're getting started with a part-time job and volunteer fair in early September. There's going to be a business and IT fair in mid-September. There's going to be an all majors fair open to every single student early October, and then even another one in November. So that's really maybe a great opportunity for graduating seniors come December time looking for opportunities. Something we've never done before, but one of the great advantages of this time right now is we have this platform and students can connect with opportunities at any given time. And now to your question, I evaded it at first, but in terms of employers that will be there, they're still signing up. They're going to be across every single industry. So that means local, regional, national employers will be there looking to recruit for students, not just with one major, but with skill sets that really you can get from any single major. So this event, it's no joke. These opportunities would be available for every single student. And I'm glad you asked that, Sam. So when I think about how this all works, how do students actually participate in this fair?
Yeah, so that's a really great question. So like Sam mentioned before, you obviously want to register and make sure you sign up for your sessions. But there's also other ways that you can connect with employers. So you're going to want to make sure that you update your Handshake profile with some of those experiences that you've been having in the last semester or so, because employers can view that before, during, and after the fair. And then you can also upload your resume. And something important to remember when you upload your resume to your Handshake profile is that you want to make sure that employers can view your resume. So you want to switch that button that says employers and students can view your resume. That's going to be really important since this isn't a physical fair, so you can't go up to them and hand them your resume. You're going to want to make sure that employers can get a copy of your resume. And then also we encourage you to follow up with those employers that you've met with during the fair afterwards. A lot of times their contact information is going to be on there. Maybe even connect with them on LinkedIn and just continue that discussion that you had during the career fair.
And Paige, what, from being, a student as well as, being a marketing professional in our office here, what is a benefit of attending the virtual fair?
Yeah, so I think something that makes virtual fairs even more interesting than an in-person one is just the availability aspect of it. I know that as a student, I kind of struggled finding time to go to the career fair because I'd have like 15 minutes between classes or 30 minutes. And I was like, oh man, I can't go to the physical place and then go back to class. So by it being virtual, you can essentially do it on your own time in that time frame. And even if you only have 10, 15 minutes, that's enough time to connect with an employer. So I think that that's a huge benefit that this fair gives to you. Also, in the past, it kind of can be awkward sometimes when you want to talk to an employer because they might have like 5 students around them waiting to talk. So you're just kind of taking some awkward laps around the career fair, waiting for your turn. And so I think that's something that's pretty unique about a virtual fair is that you don't have to stand there awkwardly or kind of loom around by their table. You have a set time with them. You know you are going to get a chance to speak with them. And if you are maybe not super comfortable in a one-on-one, we do have that group setting too, which I think will help people a lot with connecting with employers that maybe they just kind of want more information and don't really aren't really sure about them. I think a group one is a really good plan.
So if a student wants to kind of awkwardly, go around, they can still do that in the comfort of their own home residence, right? So for me, I'll still do that as I wait for my precise time to talk. What does the process look like the day of the fair?
I can take that one. So day of the fair, you're going to need to go into Handshake and go to the actual event itself. And then from there, you're going to have a My Sessions tab, which you'll click on, and that's going to show each of the sessions that you've registered for. So again, that registration piece is incredibly important. And then making sure to keep an eye on those time slots too. And once you click on your sessions and then the one that is coming up in terms of the opening time, that will take you into that room then, where you'll be able to meet with that employer, ask your questions, listen to their spiel if it's one of the group sessions. And then from there, that session will close and you'll move on to your next one.
So what I'm hearing is that this virtual fair, that these fairs that are going to be happening, they're going to be more accessible to all students. You don't have to physically be on campus to connect with an employer. You could be, in Omaha, outside of Omaha, anywhere you want to do and still have that opportunity to connect with organizations. Is that right?
Very much so. And the beauty of the one-on-one sessions is that you're guaranteed that 10 minutes with an employer. Whereas like Paige said, you sometimes have that awkwardness of kind of trying to wait for an opening at a table. Signing up for a 10-minute session means you have that one-on-one time just for you and that recruiter.
So what is the best approach? How can a student best prepare for a virtual fair?
I think one of the best ways, and kind of like Elisa mentioned, is make sure you do update your resume. And we even have like an online submission tool. So if you wanted to get it reviewed through us, that's a good option, and we can maybe catch some of those last minute things. And then make sure that is featured on your profile. And then, like Elisa said, it is visible. I think also make sure that you have a nice professional outfit picked out, because even though it is virtual, it is still important that you look professional, because you will be Zooming with them, they will see you. So just also important to maintain that professional attire.
There are a number. Oh, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, any final things to say for students either to prepare or just need to know information for the fall fairs?
Yeah, I was going to say there are some resources as well. If you go to acdc.unomaha.edu/careerfair, there's a portal for both students, faculty, and staff, as well as employers. And in that student tab, we have a number of resources to help get students prepared for the career fair. So I definitely encourage people to take a look at that one.
And while you're on Handshake, make sure to see if your schedule can accommodate upcoming Success Series events, because those are going to be great in helping you prepare. We're going to do some walkthroughs of Handshake here coming up, and then we'll also talk about how you can introduce yourself to an employer in a really effective and impressive manner.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. And then
No,
I might end. I might end with just like, check your technology. Make sure your camera works, make sure your microphone works, because you would hate to start that session and then something goes wrong, and then you can't really end up speaking with that employer. So beforehand, maybe the day of to even check, make sure your camera's working, your microphone's working, so then that session is very effective.
Well, thank you all for joining us for another rousing episode of Careers and Coffee, Sips of Knowledge, and to that, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.